Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this December the 2nd, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Saturday out there so far. Everybody has a great Saturday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the HRRR model forecast for the next few hours to come. And also we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation, see how it compares with the HRRR model. Also we're going to take a look at the Watches Warning Advisory map, also the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, because we do have a little bit of severe weather along the Gulf Coast. And also we have, we're going to take a look at the Climate Prediction Center over the next 8 to 14 day temperature and precipitation outlook. So if you like this weather content, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave this video. Also, if you like these videos, share these videos and consider subscribing one more time. And let's go and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, as you can see here, we're looking at the triple HR model. This model is doing pretty good, what I can see on the radar loop earlier. We're going to start it off at 2 p.m. this afternoon. We got moisture from Alabama and the portion of Tennessee, southern Georgia, and also off the South Carolina coast. Got a few little scattered showers inland. Alright, as we continue to progress through the afternoon, that was at 3, that's at 4, 5 this afternoon, 6 p.m. Got just a few scattered showers over the area. Got most of the moisture down across northern Florida, southeast Georgia, also in the mountains of western North Carolina, a little bit northwest, but mainly in eastern Tennessee and back into northern Alabama. We still got snow flying over here in portion of Montana, back in Idaho, portion of Wyoming, northern Colorado, northern Utah, with a little bit of rain mixture there as well. Got rain and snow over here in portion of Washington, Oregon State as well. This is at 6 p.m. This evening. Alright, now we continue to roll forward. We stop it at 9 p.m. tonight. Still pretty much South Carolina and North Carolina's in the clear, no rain. The heavy precipitation offshore. Also back into portion of northern Alabama, the western areas of Tennessee, much of Tennessee, also into Kentucky and Virginia. Y'all getting a good little bit of rain. Most of the rain still remains offshore. A little bit in the outer banks of North Carolina, right along coastal areas of South Carolina, getting some precipitation there as well. Alright, as we continue to move on into the midnight hour, as you can see, North and South Carolina, still not much precipitation. The model the other day, they was covering this area with a lot of rain. I just looked at the GFS model earlier. This is here going along with the HRRR model with not much rain across the Carolinas. Most of it would go into eastern Tennessee up in the to the northeastern United States. Little activity down over Georgia and also down into the Gulf of Mexico, and rain and snow mixtures up here in Illinois and also in the portion of Iowa. Same over here in portion of Montana, Idaho, also into areas of Wyoming, also Colorado, Utah, also back over towards the Oregon's area. Also some shower activity over northern California and western Oregon at midnight tonight. Alright, as we continue to roll forward, we'll stop it at 3 a.m. Most of the heaviest precipitation has been moved out of Tennessee, now moving into Pennsylvania and West Virginia and Virginia. Also in the coastal waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Also a little scattered activity over the upstate of South Carolina, back down into Georgia, a little bit down over southern South Carolina, but most of North and South Carolina still still better job than them other models did. So I'm going to stick with the HRRR model, and I think this was doing a pretty good job on it. We got more showers back extending down in the Gulf of Mexico. Still got some rain and snow up here in portion of Wisconsin, also in Illinois, also in the portion of Missouri. Same up here in portion of Montana, down to Colorado, back into Utah, back into Nevada, back over to Oregon and Northern California region as well. Alright, let's move on to, we're going to move to 6 a.m. This is the last frame of the model run. This is 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Most of the precipitation is up in the northeastern United States, with a 10,006 millibar located over southwest Pennsylvania, northern areas of West Virginia. Rain showers still in the Atlantic. Still just got some scattered activity across North and South Carolina and Georgia, but still most of the Carolinas still remain dry. Nothing to fall. And remember the other day I was talking about we were going to get much needed rain. That much needed rain went to the north, to the south. And the reason why is because we got a system down here along the Gulf Coast that's robbing all the moisture from pooling northward, and all that moisture that was down here is just remaining down to the south. It's robbing everything that transport to the north. It's keeping everything pretty much at bay right along the Gulf Coast region, right across Florida, northern Florida, and right across southeast Georgia, and then out in the Atlantic. And then what little bit of moisture it did pool, it keeps it up into the western mountains of western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, and then pulls it on into the northeast U.S. Keeps the Carolinas dry. I would not be surprised. I know the drought monitor earlier showed some of the drought starting to kind of ease away in South Carolina, but I think we're fixing to go back into another dry period again with not much precipitation. So I think the drought will continue to start back down the way it was just before we got that rain. So I'm pretty sure, I think most of the southeast may be going into a severe drought maybe before this month is out, because I looked at the long range models and I don't see much precipitation coming through either. So I think we're going to be, I think we may be going into a severe drought across the southeast. So anybody, and like I said, you're getting some rain down across the Gulf Coast, but not enough to knock out pretty much most of the drought. But I think pretty much most of the southeast United States will be in the red, exceptional, and maybe severe drought before all is said and done. I would not be surprised to see that. Things can change, but right now, that's what I'm looking at right now. I think by the end of December, we're going to be a little bit, I think most of South Carolina may be under a moderate to severe drought before the end of December, because if we don't get much rain this month, we're going to go with the South Carolina will be pretty much in a good drought situation. All right. Well, that's your Triple H model. Let's take a look at the weather radar. We're going to start off with the southeastern United States. So that way you can see the moisture. See, there's the moisture here. That's what I'm talking about. What I was talking about from New Orleans all the way to Tallahassee over toward Jacksonville. All of this activity is shifting east, so it's going to keep everything at bay. All this activity here that's up toward where it says Georgia, move across southern South Carolina. So you may get around up toward the Orangeburg area. You may get a location town area toward points southward down into Charleston, down toward the low country there, South Carolina. You may get a good dose of the rain. But anybody here, I figured anybody north of Orangeburg up towards the Charlotte area, you're just going to have scattered activity. You might get a trace to maybe a quarter of an inch of rain, maybe. But that's maybe 2/10 of an inch, maybe possible. But that's about all I'm looking at here in South Carolina, because like I said, all of this moisture here is going to continue to move eastbound, and it's not going to move. If it was moving northeast, it would be a lot better. We probably would get some. But according to the model run, what you just seen, is going to keep it going eastbound out into the Atlantic, and this here is going to keep going off to the northeast. So anybody, like I said, anybody from Florida, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, maybe up toward Charleston, South Carolina, Orangeburg, maybe towards Albany, Georgia there, south, you're going to get a good dose of the rain. Anybody north of that line, around the Atlanta area, toward Columbia, toward Raleigh, Charlotte, Greenville, you're probably not going to get much precipitation out of this thing as it continues to move eastbound. This activity up here from northern Mississippi all the way up to Charleston, West Virginia, that will continue to push on off to the northeast. So that's not moving eastbound. That's going to move northeast, and this is going to move eastbound like this. So if you're expecting dry conditions across the Carolinas, you can expect it, because pretty much across north of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, you're going to be pretty much dry weather for today. If you got any activity to do this afternoon or evening, you should be A-okay because I don't see any rain coming your way. But like I said, most of it should be moving that way. We got a little bit of activity over here around just east of Wichita, that's toward Tulsa, Oklahoma, and also northwest of Dallas. You may get a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity. We got a little bit of moisture up here around Lincoln, Nebraska, also northern portion of Kansas. As we continue to move westbound, you can see the rain and snow falling out here in the Pacific Northwest. We got some over here around Idaho Falls, also just north of Salt Lake City. Utah, also over toward Boise, Idaho, just northern Nevada. Over here towards Sacramento, got a little bit of activity north of you guys, up toward Medford, Oregon, towards Salem and Portland, Oregon. Got some scattered activity your way. Spokane, Washington, over toward Seattle, Olympia, Victoria. You got some scattered activity around your island, your area as well. Also up toward Kelowna, Canada, got some activity there. Let's move back to the eastbound. We're going to go a little bit of activity up here around Winnipeg, down in northern Minnesota. Also up toward Thunder Bay, also toward Wawa in Canada. Also we got a little bit of activity up here toward Cleveland, Ohio. Also toward Buffalo, New York, just south of you guys. And more activity up here towards the Fredericton area of New Brunswick, also northeast Maine, also toward Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Charlestown, Nova Scotia region. Get some activity, and also some activity up around Norfolk, Virginia, also in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, also just north of Charlotte, over toward Knoxville, Tennessee, Charleston, West Virginia. Oh, okay, as you can see here, we got some special weather statements issued for areas of Maine, down here in northern Alabama, southern portion of Tennessee, also over here in portions of Wyoming as well. We got some flood advisory, flood watches in effect for portions of North Florida, southern Alabama, southeast Alabama, southern Georgia, also southern Mississippi, special marine warning there as well. Also got some small craft advisories for coastal areas along the Big Bend and also back over toward the Panhandle. Storm warnings also in effect for the northeast U.S. Also some coastal small craft advisory from Maine down to New York City. Same from over here from California all the way up toward Oregon State. We got some high wind warnings and watches in effect for portions of Wyoming, also into portions of Montana, and a little bit in Oregon. Wind advisories also in effect for Oregon and also Idaho, also northern Texas, and also in the portions of New Mexico. We've got a lot of winter storm warnings and advisories for areas of Colorado, southern portions of Wyoming. Wyoming. Also northern and central portion of Utah, also in the northern portion of Nevada. Also much of Idaho, portion of western Montana. Also portions areas of winter storm warnings for you guys in Washington and Oregon State. Winter weather advisory there in effect as well. We have flood watches in effect for the North Pacific Northwest, for Washington, Oregon State, also Northern California. The Hawaiian Chain Island looks good. Alaska looks good, except small craft advisory around coastal areas, and also that freeze and spray warning to the north. Alright, Storm Prediction Center time. As you can see here, we got general thunderstorm from Louisiana back up to Tennessee, through portions of South Carolina, also in eastern North Carolina, marginal risk along the Gulf Coast. If you live in Mobile, Alabama, Tallahassee, Florida, Gulfport, Mississippi, Pensacola, Florida, and Biloxi, Mississippi. Marginal risk for severe weather, and also got some general thunderstorm for Washington and Oregon State. Tornado probability for today, 2%. Pretty much same area, Mobile, Alabama to Tallahassee, Florida, Pensacola, Florida, Panama City, Florida, and Ferry Pass, Florida. The damaging winds, that's 5%. The hail probability, less than 5% all areas. Damaging winds, Mobile, Alabama to Biloxi, Mississippi, and surrounding areas. And let's take a look at the center outlook, 8 to 14 days. This is the temperature outlook. As you can see, we got above normal temperature from Maine to Florida. all the way back as far west as portion of areas of Arizona, New Mexico, all the way up toward the eastern Montana, also over towards southern California. Near normal temperatures expected from Washington State to Montana down to portion of western New Mexico, Arizona, southern California. Normal temperatures in the north of Alaska, below normal central and south. Hawaii and Chain Island, above normal temperatures, all island. The precipitation, above normal precipitation expected from much of the United States, except near normal precipitation in the southwest, proportion of Arizona, Nevada, and also California. And also we got near normal, below normal west, near normal central and eastern Alaska, above normal, below normal south, near normal central and northwestern areas, above normal temperature, precipitation in the northwest. So that's the 8 to 14 day temperature. This runs from December 9th through December 15th and December 1st through 20. This was issued on December 1st. That was yesterday. That's what they expected over the next 8 to 14 day temperatures. Alrighty, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. So enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not, and we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful